Alright guys, welcome to the Player's Handbook. We got another battle report for you today. It's going to be Cryx versus Circle. And once again, we're playing a Steamroller 2012 scenario. It's going to be Outflank, Outfight, Outlast. So there's two 12-inch diameter circles you can see here on the board. And starting at the end of Players 2, Turn 2, you get a control point for each circle that you control. This scenario also uses reinforcements, which me and my opponent have decided to actually use today. So we're going to go over the armies here and the reinforcements, and we'll get started up on turn 1. So I'm playing this guy today. He's new to the channel. This is Chad.
What's up?
Alright, and go over what you got here, Chad.
I've got a unit of Wold Stalkers, a Feral Warpwolf, a Wold Weird, a Warpwolf Stalker, Kromac, my caster back here. I've got a minimum unit of Warpborn Skinwalkers, a Reeve Hunter Solo, and a unit of Shifting Stones with the unit attachment.
Okay.
And over here, my reinforcements will be a minimum unit of Blood Trackers with Nuala.
Alright, hand Chad the camera here. Alright, so I'm playing Cryx today. I'm actually running a new caster that I've only ran once before. I've got min unit of Bane Thralls with the unit attachment. I've got a min unit of Mechana Thralls with Lich Lord Terminus. Advanced deployed up here. I have the Deathjack. I have my first Scrap Thrall, Bane Lord Tartarus, the Wither Shadow Combine, a minimum unit of Bane Knights, two more Scrap Thralls here. My reinforcements aren't on the board yet, but it's a minimum unit of Styxis Raiders with the Sea Witch. So that's it, guys. I'll give you a quick overview of the board one more time, and we'll be back to you after rounds. We're back at the end of the ever so exciting round 1. Chad had the first turn, so what'd you do, Chad?
My Wold Stalkers ran up. My Feral Warpwolf warped for armor. I riled it for 1, and then he ran up just over 6 inches. My Wold Weird moved forward 7 inches, riled for 1, and then cast its Animus Arcane Suppression. Doesn't really do anything, but if I'm putting Fury on it anyways, why not? The Warpwolf Stalker activated. I riled it for 1, I moved it up. I ran it up, and it warped for Prowl this turn. The Reeve Hunter Solo ran forward to get into the ruins here. Kromac activated. He put Wild Aggression on the Stalker. He also cast Warpath, and then he put Inviolable Resolve on the Skinwalkers over here, and then the Skinwalkers ran to the position they're in now.
Alright, so then I had turn 2, and my turn was my typical turn 1 Cryx turn. I actually allocated 2 to the Deathjack, giving him 4. The first thing I did was advance the Deathjack. I tried to target the Wold Stalker that was here with Annihilation, and it was actually a little short, but the scatter was good for me. It went direction 1, 2 inches, which actually caught that guy and the Druid with him. I rolled high enough to kill them both. He self-sacrificed to kill another Stalker with the Druid. After that was done, Terminus activated. He spent 2 for Malediction and declared a charge to the Wold Stalker up here. Obviously he failed a bit just to get him further up the board. The 3 Scrap Thralls all ran up, and everything else ran. That was literally everything. So we'll be back at the end of Circle Turn 2. Alright guys, back with the end of Circle Turn 2.
Alright, Kromac, first of all, upkept all of his spells that he cast last turn: Warpath, Wild Aggression, and Inviolable Resolve. The Wold Stalkers started out moving over here and shot at the Scrap Thralls that were over there. They killed 2 of them, and then they Zephyred backwards a little bit. The Warpborn Skinwalkers ran up into the control point up here in the hopes of contesting and holding for a while. My Wold Weird moved forward. It shot at, what was that thing over there?
A Mechana Thrall.
At a Mechana Thrall and killed it, and then Warpath backwards. It attempted to shoot at the Deathjack, but ended up being about a centimeter out of range. After that, my Feral Warpwolf riled and moved forward, warping for armor plates. Warpwolf Stalker riled for 3 and moved forward, warping for Prowl still, even though it's not anywhere near some terrain that would grant that. Kromac moved up and cast Bestial, and my Reeve Hunter stayed exactly where it was.
Alright guys, that was the end of Circle Round 2. Here's an overview of the board, and we'll be back with Cryx turn. Alright guys, Cryx turn 2, pretty good turn. I got my focus, and I had the Admonia Upkeep Malediction for free on Termi. I allocated none to Deathjack. So the first order of activation was to activate Bane Lord Tartarus, who just moved up into the control area, and he cursed the Wold Stalkers. I then activated the Bane Knights, who did some charging and killed the 3 Stalkers, leaving the Druid alive, but getting them out of the circle more importantly. I then activated Terminus, who just walked up 6, sat on his focus with Malediction on him, and the Mechanothralls ran up here and before here. With the Shadow Combine, moved over 6. The Bane Thrall was activated and did a charge run order. I charged 2 of the Skinwalkers. This guy killed one on the charge attack. This one rolled Snake Eyes to hit. The Death Jack just advanced over to here, and that was turn. At the end of the round, I will get 1 control point per scenario for having one of my dudes completely in the circle. So 1 control point, 0 Cryx right now. And we'll be back with circle turn 3. Alright guys, we're back at the end of the next circle turn, and Chad?
Well, my blood trackers came onto the table because I was stupid and forgot to do it last turn.
I feel bad, I was too.
Kromac upkept all of his spells again because that's what he does. I'm going to start with this guy over here because it was fairly epic for a Stone Ward. He charged one of the Banes and killed it. Then he felt proud of himself. The Wold Weird activated. It stood still and shot at 2 more Banes, I believe.
Yeah, there were 2.
Yeah.
There.
Then he Warpathed back. One of his Warpath moves was to move the Feral a little bit further forward, so that way I could try to get some extra inches out of Shifting Stones in just a minute. We'll get to the horrible calamity that happened with that momentarily. My blood trackers activated and they ran forward so that way they could get up over here. My Skinwalkers activated. This guy here dinked off his target. This guy here moved up and dinked off his target.
Well, you hit him. It's just that I made the tough roll.
Well, it might as well have been a dink. The Reeve Hunter solo thought he was going to be all BA and charged this guy here, and failed to kill him with both of his melee attacks. So that was pretty pathetic. Alright, the Shifting Stones activated with the thoughts of teleporting the Wart Wolf into base contact with the Death Jack. It was not in base contact with the Death Jack at all, so that was not all that great, especially seeing how I'd already warpathed it. The Stalker activated, it charged the Death Jack, dealt some damage to it. He used his Open Fist attack to kill one of the Thralls. Then he bought 4 more attacks to go at the Death Jack, and then whiffed on one of those attacks with 3 dice under Wild Aggression, leaving the Death Jack at 1 point. So Kromac activated, and my ingenious idea was I'll go up and I'll rift the Death Jack to get it off the table. It hit the Death Jack. I needed a 7 to destroy it. I rolled a 6. So Kromac decided to pop his feet. I got 7 Fury, and we did it again. Also in the middle of that, I cast the Stalker's Animus of Lightning Strike, which is why Kromac was able to get back over here away from any of these nasty Banes that might have made their way towards him during the following turn. It was very lackluster. It was very resource intense, and at the end of it, I killed a Death Jack. So I'm not feeling all that great about that, but we'll see how it goes.
Alright, man. We'll be back with next Cryx turn 3. In the maintenance phase, I brought on the Raiders over here. I took my Vengeance move with the Bane Knights and failed to hit the stone guy that was there. Then I had all my knockdown Pain Thralls stood up. I got my Focus and Admonia upkept Malediction for free. So the first thing I actually did in my turn was activated Banelord Tartarus. He charged the Wolf Stalker and cursed it after the attack. He Threshered and did some damage to both the Stalker and the Feral. I then activated the Bane Thralls, who took a charge run order. I got 3 on the Stalker. They ended up killing the Stalker on the second attack. Did 4 damage to the Skinwalker here. Killed the Reeve Hunter. So I then activated Terminus. He charged the Feral. He spent 3 focus to kill it after missing with the charge attack. He also feeded, and he has 2 souls, 1 from the Feral. The Bane Knights activator shifted around a little bit over here and killed the last Stonewalker guy, giving Terminus a 2nd soul. With the Shadow Combine activated, they moved forward and they cast Darkfire on the Wold Weird. All 3 hit, and I think I almost killed it. What's it got left?
It's got 4 left on it, but I apparently threw the card over there like it was dead.
Alright, so it's got 4 damage left. Mechanothralls activated, ran over here around Terminus, and the Statixis ran up into the control area. That was it. At the end of the turn, I got my second control point, so it'll be going to circle turn 4.
Alright guys, we're back with circle turn 5.
Alright, Kromac reaved Fury from the World Weird. He also went into Beast form, so all of his upkeeps expired. The Skinwalkers attacked the Bane Thralls that were right next to him and killed, well, this one killed his. This one whiffed. The Blood Trackers moved up to attack the Thralls that were still in the circle and managed to get them all out of the circle. So I got a control point. Yay. The Wold Weird moved over to, it charged a Bane Knight that was right here.
I just moved
Well,
over.
it moved over there. And killed that and then shot another one, but the important thing was to move into the circle to contest. The Shifting Stone shifted with the UA attempting to cast Rockhammer on Terminus, and hopefully in an effort to knock him down. It failed miserably. So seeing as how this game was pretty much wrapped, I took Kromac and moved him over to Terminus to see if I could possibly kill him, and I managed to hit on all but one of my attacks, but I rolled horrible for damage on every single one of them.
Yeah, he did 4. Terminus is alive and well.
Yeah, like, I boosted all the damage rolls, and 2 of my dice were 1s on at least 3 of those damage rolls.
Alright guys, we'll be back with Cryx turn 4.
Alright guys, Cryx turn 4? 5? 4. Yeah, 4. Game's over. So first thing we did was the Vengeance move at the Wold Weird, which did the 4 points I needed to kill it. I got my 6 focus, and then 2 more for the 2 souls. Ammonia upkept Malediction. I went ahead and had the Statixis Raiders mini feat and charged the stone and the Stone Keeper, kill those, and then I activated Terminus. He hit Kromac, who was at -2 defense, and hit him. I boosted the damage, and because of Dark Shroud and Malediction, he was -4 armor. It was dice +3, and I rolled 3 5s, so I did 18 damage on the first hit. So I won by a caster kill, but had it set up so that if somehow I did not kill him, I would have won by a scenario. So we'll be right back with the models of the match now.
Alright guys, we're back with Afterthoughts, models of the match. For me, it had to be the Deathjack this game. Not because he did a whole ton, but because how stressed out he made Chad. Like, the first turn he moved up, he cast Annihilation at the Wolfstalkers, got a perfect scatter, killed 2 of them, and the next turn he moved up behind some terrain, and then Chad spent, like, he got both his heavies right there for me to kill, which you know, for me, that's fine. If a model has to die to fulfill, you know, a purpose in my list, I'm totally cool with that. So I'm going to go with the Deathjack. For Chad,
I chose the Druid Stoneward, just for the fact that it charged in and killed a Bane Knight by itself, which I thought was pretty fun. The rest of my models didn't really go above and beyond the Call of Duty this go around, so I just picked the thing that seemed the most fun.
he also survived the 5 Bane Knight attacks before he actually died, because I couldn't hit him.
Yeah, he was a pretty stout little guy.
Alright, so, Afterthoughts. You want to go first, Chad?
Sure. When my Feral was lined up in the Shifting Stones earlier, I shot a model with my Wold Weird and Warpathed with the Feral right then, thinking that the little bit of extra space I got would have let me teleport into the Deathjack and have the Feral go off on the Deathjack. Because of my stupidity, I went to teleport the Feral and it was not close enough to be in combat with the Deathjack. And then I realized it would have been close enough that I could have Warpathed into it had I not already Warpathed. So I ended up spending way more to kill the Deathjack than I originally intended to.
It was a Wild Aggression Stalker, and the mess up with the Feral, but then Kromac moving up, using his last 4 Fury to cast Rift, then feeding and using all that Fury. So, I mean, just expending your feet that early for something I don't think you really had to expend your feet on. I mean, worst come to worst, the Deathjack would have killed one of those 2 beasts.
Yeah, well, the popping the feet didn't bother me as much. Like, it would have been fine there because I could have went after the Bane Thralls instead, but the fact that I had to put so much into the Death Knight the Deathjack was pretty sucky.
So I think, as far as me, the only thing I think I would have really done different is, maybe when I charged the Skinwalkers, put maybe 1 more Thrall in, just to, you know, hopefully get rid of 2 of those guys. And I think my reinforcement should have came in turn 2 instead of turn 3.
Yeah, I think that was an issue for both of us.
Yeah, and I mean, I think I could have brought them in better, because I brought them in, like, over on this corner, thinking I would just run everything out to attack you, and then they would just contest the scenario. But I could have brought them over here and did some serious collateral damage and held up things over there for a while. But other than that, I think it went pretty solid. I was really sad my one strap throw missed. I wanted the huggy explosion to happen, but it didn't. That's all I got, man. Anything else on your part?
I guess that's pretty much it. If I would have brought my blood trackers on at the appropriate turn, then they probably could have at least got me another point or two out of this objective over here after clearing out some Bane thralls.
You only had to get to 3 to win, so...
Well, would have potentially got me at least one more.
Yeah. Alright, guys, well, this has been another battle report from the Player's Handbook, and we'll see you next time.